Have you ever wondered what makes you feel a certain way about something or someone? Yeah, sure, we have hormones and they're all a thing, and you've got a lot of things going on in your head, but sadly, you can't blame hormones for everything going wrong in your life. What about your reasoning for right or wrong? You ever thought about that? Where does that come from? Does it come from your parents? Does it come from family members? Or does it come from somewhere deep inside your head that you don't even know you have? Today, my goal is to convince each one of you to attend therapy at least once in your life. Therapy is seen as a tool to help the crazy, depressed, or anxious, but it's so much more than that if you have the right therapist. There are so many benefits to attending therapy, but most of the population today do not even realize its potential. I would like to inform you about how therapy can help you learn to handle yourself, handle others, and most importantly, who you are, because most of us don't even know. Today's average population has many challenges they face on an everyday basis, and no one knows how to fix it because no one knows the root of the problem, and most likely, it's in your own head. Now I'm going to explain to you how to handle yourself. Therapy is not always laying on a couch and or meditation. It's sitting down and getting comfortable with your therapist. It's opening up and letting your therapist guide you along a path through your own head that's going to help you understand what's going on in there. And this, in the long run, is going to help you in so many ways, and mainly it's going to help you understand how to handle yourself. If you don't know what is driving you to do something or what's driving you to feel some way, then you are not going to be able to handle yourself in certain situations. You're not going to know how to control your emotions when certain things happen. And on thoughtcatalog.com, Meg Walsh says there's a list of things you should take away from therapy, and as a personal goal, these are very important things to remember. The top 3 things that I found most useful from this article were: you're always shifting, so you're not going to stay the same. You're changing as a person every single day, so some things might not work for you anymore, and that's okay. There's no shame, and you're allowed to feel all of the feelings. So if you feel a certain way about something, that's okay. You're allowed to feel certain things. The solution that I'm proposing is that everyone go to therapy at least once in their life to learn to deal with life's twists and turns. These are some milestones from therapy that play into key with society and how society perceives therapy. And this is how I'm going to talk about how to handle others. This kind of piggybacks on how to handle yourself. The first step to understanding how anything works is to know the parts that each one plays in that role. Our brains are designed for every part to play a role in our actions. Therefore, if you pinpoint what it is that upsets you, you can either choose to work on it or leave it alone. It's your choice completely. And Medium.com's own John Gorman says to know your triggers. This is possibly the best advice I can personally give any of you who are considering going to therapy or even have some problems in your life. If you know what triggers you, if you know your triggers, then you have the tools you need to be successful in life. If you know what triggers you for anger, sadness, depression, anything, any emotion, we all have triggers. And if you learn those triggers, you can help to prevent them. Or you can see something happening and you can allow yourself time to prepare for that situation. Up here, in January of 1901, this was 120 years ago, counseling was not yet a form of mental health treatment. So anybody who had depression was considered broken. In March 1932, during the Great Depression, counseling became used outside of school and education. So between this gap of 1901 and 1932, Counseling was added to school, but that's it. But during the Great Depression, they found a use for it. 1945, when soldiers returned home from World War II, counseling became more known throughout the country. In 1950, the flaws of the mental health system were being exposed. You're not crazy for talking to somebody. Finally, somebody's seen it. And in 1963, the Community Mental Health Act of 1963 was important for counseling. So now people have the opportunity to care about themselves. And they weren't crazy. So there are 3 steps in therapy. And this is going to help you cover how to handle yourself and how to handle others. Most importantly, who you are. This is going to help you find who you are and yourself as a person. Step 1 is initial disclosure. This is going to help you with relationship building skills. So if you have a problem with who you are, and if you have a problem with how to interact with people, this is it. In-depth exploration. This is going to help you examine the problems in your life. And step 3 is commitment to the action. This is when you set goals for yourself and strive to meet them. This is when you're in therapy and you know what your problems are, so you're really trying to better yourself. And so you're setting goals and you're moving forward. You gotta set yourself up for success. So now every single human's different. Maturing doesn't come with a manual for you or your parents. So this can help you prevent making accurate decisions. In conclusion, I really hope you decide to partake in therapy. It can benefit not only from you, but from all your relationships as well. I've talked to you about how therapy can help you handle yourself, handle others, and most importantly, who you really are. There's a curtain that's pulled in front of mental health, and whoever is brave enough to pull it back is headed in the right direction. Most of the time, other people aren't even paying attention to worry about judgment. Thank you.